Give it off 782. And she was 0005 red behind Christian, so runs it down dead 9. Christian was 24th out red, runs it down dead 4. You got to the finals though. Congratulations everybody. Anna. Fifth grade final, right in the middle one box, 70 minutes to number, 631 to dial. Only time I called had a dial-in change today. Ray Crane, 3G side, 638 to dial for run. First big jobs are done, picked up a season pass for 2025. Somebody, the player for the win. Looking for the second. Ready, 36 down red, and 12 foul under the dial. Standing. Good Marine, ready, runner up. Ready, West Field, Madison Cars. Red City, 5-2, the Camaro, it's the third side. Block out, he's 20. And 10 foul goals right there. Congratulations, Warriors, everybody in the ring. 10 on the runner. How you doing? Welcome to the Fat Rabbit and Stick Show. Glad everybody. We got a host tonight. Chad Dotson gonna be with us. Hey, buddy, how you doing?
Hey, Tom.
Rusty's tied up tonight with ball and stuff, and we had to call on the backup. And appreciate you being able to be with us tonight.
Well, I heard Sammy Neese wasn't available, so I think I was the next best option. But we're gonna get to talk about Sammy a little bit more here in just a little bit.
Sammy's still kicking it up from Saturday, man. Old Turkey Trot camp.
Well, I heard it would look bad for him to host a show and then get to talk about himself. So anyway, I'm glad I did and step in. I went and got a haircut and shaved and got my nails done. I mean, I if I was gonna fill in for Sticks here, I want to make sure I look the part and
Well, we knew we could count on you. It's show number 13, and we ain't been canceled yet. So we kind of excited. This whole thing is really rocking on and doing well. Got a lot to talk about. Man, I was out of power for a whole week. My shop, I was out for a whole week, and it was nice to get away to the go to the bracket finals just to be able to lay down and relax and do a little racing and hate it for a lot of folks up there in North Carolina, especially. Man, they've got hit hard but it was a lot of things happening at the bracket finals. Greer didn't really do as good as they normally do, but just we had a lot of things going on and um, it was just one of them deals. But
yeah, I've always enjoyed the bracket finals. I mean, it's I know they're talking about doing like a round table discussion maybe during the off season at some point. Maybe that's a topic we can talk more about.
Oh yeah.
I've always just enjoyed doing the bracket finals, the team atmosphere, and yeah, and like you say, it's good to get away. Our area, let's say my area, where I live, ain't all that bad, but I mean, not you don't have to go too far from me, and it starts getting really bad. So and like we discussed, I mean, it's going to be a long road for some of these areas to fully recover, and I mean, it's going to take a while just to keep treading along the way they're doing now. So cold weather's getting here, so that's going to make it even tougher. So I feel for some of these people, and trying our areas are. I'm glad to see all the outpour support, people that's donated, people that's given, and just communities coming together. That's good to see, but it's still going to be a long road to go here. So.
Oh yeah. Well, it was good to see Mike and Alicia. They had a trailer slap full of stuff they got together for them at actually at the bracket finals, and I encourage everybody to still keep giving and doing what they can through churches and different organizations. But said a lot for Mike and Alicia. They had I think their trailer was about full of stuff that they had gotten together to send. But some of the results from the bracket finals, we had Will Dotson. He was runner up in the junior dragster race of champions, and Cody, I think he was runner up in the race of champions. That me myself, I was in it, but I was in the way.
You was runner up too, right?
Yeah, first round.
That's represented well.
Oh yeah, but we did get a little bit of representation. Parker Dotson, he started the weekend off with a win in the pit vehicle race. I think he was down to 7 cars in the Friday Gamblers race, and he was down to 4 cars in the Saturday Sunday Gamblers race. So he had a real good weekend. Could have been really good if it had just got over the hump there, especially on Sunday. I really thought he was going to pull it off and get to the finals in his class. But the juniors were showing out on Friday in the Gamblers for Greer. The round of 15, all 7 were still in, and when we got down to 4 cars in the semifinals, 3 of the juniors were Greer cars, and I think Cole Stewart was the only other one from Wire Shoals that was in the middle. But Hudson Edwards beat Rodney Hyatt, and Adam Agee beat Cole Stewart, which it left Hudson and Adam in the finals there, with Hudson, bringing the win home. But they looked really good on Friday. I don't know what happened on Saturday in the main event, but Cody's probably was the big winner of everybody from Greer. He runnered up in the Sportsman Race of Champions, runnered up in the Sportsman main event, runnered up in the Sportsman Saturday Sunday Gamblers race. So he was looking good, representing very very well for the Greer folks. And it was a good weekend. I was glad to get back home. My power was on when I got back to the house, and I was kind of glad to get things back to norm, but get ready for the turkey trot, and there was a lot of good racing. 50 years of history there, and me myself, I was really looking forward to trying to get one of them nice looking trophies they had available for us, but
Yeah, that's
I
good to see. I mean, there's a lot of, I mean, there's the prize money, of course, but then there's a lot of the other perks and accolades, season passes and bonus races. But then it was good to see that Mike went out and got the WDRA rod trophies and stuff to give away, especially they're again on that 50th anniversary. Couple of, if we can back up just say to give a couple of things. I know we talking about the bracket finals. I know Johnny Helms, he was representing real well for
oh
where
yeah,
he got down to 3 cars in the main event. And then Lee Crawford, he's also making rounds for Ware Shoals. He went deep in the main event and then ended up winning the Saturday Sunday top ET gambler race.
yeah,
So
he was on it on Sunday.
yeah, so it's good to see. There again, I know we was always sitting. I'm like you on talking about getting to watch a lot. I know I got to sit on them concrete bleachers. Next time, they're going to take me a padded cushion if I get to have to sit there all that time. But anyway, it's good to see cheering on some of them guys. And old Johnny was knocking them out in the old coop there. So
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
good to
Johnny's
see.
always a tough one. Yep. I guess that's all about the bracket finals. We got I'm gonna do a rundown of the turkey trot, and like I said, 50 years of history there, and I'm tell you what, that I can remember growing up, and you yourself, that was like the race. Uh, I can remember racing, and you bike couldn't even get into play. You better go on the night before and get you a parking spot, or you'd be parking out at the road, coming in. And
Right.
I guess now we got more parking now, and maybe it don't seem as tight as used to, but it's always been one of the premier races. I know we've evolved into 10K races over there and stuff and all, but that still is a very prestigious race, in my opinion, at Greer Dragway. But
Yeah, I
in
mean,
the
to me, it reminds me a lot, like we was talking about for the bracket finals. I mean, I know the bracket finals may not necessarily have the appeal when there's $1 million races and $100,000 races and all, but I still enjoy doing the bracket finals. I still get excited, when the turkey trots come around. Unfortunately, a lot of times that means the racing season's winding down, but
oh yeah,
it's still something to look forward to running. And 50 years, I mean that's that shows the longevity of being able to carry on that event. So kudos to Mike and Alicia and all to continue on doing it.
yeah. Well, I'm gonna run through the race results, and I'm gonna tell you what, it was a good race. There was some really good. I'm sitting here and looking at my lineup here, and it was just in pro. It was Logan Westmoreland over Tim West, and I'm gonna tell you, we'll get to talk to Logan here in just a little bit, but he was on a mission there. I know the last 3 laps I watched him. He was on it. Tim West, I talked to Adam at the end of the night, and he was talking about Tim. Said Tim was just getting after it. He just missed it there in that last lap. And in no box we had Sammy Neese. I think he had a 41 on a 42 on his car every lap till the last lap, and he was 41 with a 6 off of 41. He was driving good, just everything. Sammy, he steps up. The rattlesnake gets up after it when something big is up, and he had to run a Ray Crane in the finals, and I think Ray went 006 red against him, but Sammy's sitting over at 13 dead 6. You know what I mean? And in the juniors, Anna Canfield over Christian Brazier. That was a big story there. Christian had done won 2 races that he come over at Greer this year, and he ended up running up to Anna. Anna just won the last race at Ware Shoals, and she's been hot here of late. And that's probably her last race at Greer in a junior, I'm assuming. And then you had the 4-second class. It was Tim West over David Hall. David Hall, I think, went 002 red on him, but David was another driver that he was on it. He had that eye to tiger look, and he was getting after it. And like I said, Tim was driving good. A lot of tough racing over there. It was really, really a good race. Like I said,
I hate I missed it this year with me traveling out to Mississippi and all for the IHRA World Finals. But yeah, I mean, we'll talk to Logan more here in a second. But old Tim West, apparently he's been on a good hot streak here lately as well. I mean, shows his versatility. I mean, being able to bracket race and pro tree race. It's my understanding that Tim won the championship for the 450. That's 450s in a door car now. 450s getting after it, but going fast, pro tree, long tree, bracket racing. I mean, even his Monte Carlo. I mean, I think it runs 490s just on motor. And he's shows his versatility. That rattlesnake, you never know when you're gonna step on him, he's gonna bite you. But good to see that. I mean, that's a good showing for STI. I mean, Phil winning the foot brake track championship. Now Sammy can get in free beside him and let him know. And then Ray Crane. I mean, he's coming off of that. I'm assuming he's not been back to Greer since the 10K foot brake race, but he got down to the semifinals in it, and then comes back to the turkey trot race and finds his way to the finals. So he's. I'm sure we're going to see more of Ray this coming year with that season's pass. I would assume getting in free and all. That'll be good to see him add more competition to the foot brake class and just make that class even tougher than it already is.
Oh yeah. Well, I guess we're ready for Logan to come on and see what. Hey, buddy, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
Congratulations for your turkey trot win. You was really getting after it.
Thank you, sir.
When you rode in there, when did you think, man, I could probably pick this up and take this to the house? Was you having a good day from the beginning, or was you kind of rocking on, having an average day, or what?
Well, it kind of goes back earlier in the week. One of my buddies, Harrison Crawford, texted me, said he knew I was going to win on Saturday. And I was like, all right. Well, I mean, I hope so, but we'll see. So we rolled in there on Saturday, and I don't know, everything seemed kind of normal. Made 2 really good time hits. I was I was 14 after cash, went under there. And I think kind of 5th round was when I really realized when I had Cody Spears that, I might really kind of have a shot at this. So
yeah, you and Cody was getting after it. I think y'all was you was 00. You was sitting there 5 and dead 9, and like I said, it looked to me like you was out of about 3 mile an hour, and he's sitting over 8 and 9, and you take a 3/1000 margin of victory. That was pretty good, Ray. But old Cody, he's another one that's been, we got so many guys that over at Greer that, I mean, you better have it together when you roll around that circle, because you're going to need everything you got. But I think you come back the next lap and you was 11 pack to send you to the finals from what I remember. And then, like I said, Tim West, he was coming off of, winning the 4-second, and that 4-second bunch is a tough bunch of racers.
Yeah, he'd been battling dragsters all day, so I'm sure he was pretty happy to see a door car in the final.
Oh yeah. But it looked like you throw the 8, dead 9 on him, and it's just one of them, just a good good run. And was the car? I guess the car was pretty good all day, wasn't it? It maintained.
Yeah, I mean the car was deadly until that pass I had to run you, and I got put in the right lane, and
Yeah.
it kind of took a little left towards the tree, and I ended up going down there too above. You just kind of threw that one out. It was a bad run. So, but besides that, I mean the car was deadly all day long.
From what I'm gathering, this was your second win out in the car since you've been in a big car.
Yes, sir.
I think you've been in some finals and stuff, but that was actual second win of your career in a
Yes,
big
sir.
car. What who do you give credit to, your mother or your dad, that keeps you on target? Because just for what I can tell, I really haven't. I know your dad pretty good, and I know your mother. We've all grew up around the racetrack, and but you seem like the kind of kid, you just mind your own business and don't really say a whole lot, and you just
That's
get out
about
there
right.
and do it.
Yes, sir, that's about right.
What about the junior dragster? Do you feel like um, any finish line racing or anything like that? Do you feel like naturally, I'm sure it enhanced racing in a big car?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I mean I had been in that since I was 7 years old. So from 7 to 15, I was in a junior, and it definitely helped out a lot. Um, driving finish line and stuff like that, whole numbers.
Yeah.
It really helped out a lot. So
Yeah, I
Do
was going to ask,
you?
there any routines you used in juniors that you carry over to the bid cars? I mean, you do you do breathing on the start line? Do you stop and have like a code word that basically? I mean, is there anything
Uh,
you carry?
or really, in a junior, I really didn't have too much of a routine. But once I got in a big car, I do have a pretty good routine that I go through now. So, and I think it's pretty important to have a good routine. So, mainly when I got in a big car, I really started trying to, you know, have a good routine. Really.
Sure. Is there anything that's caught you off guard? I mean, I know you've had a lot of instruction. You've got, like Tom mentioned, your family, your uncle. I mean, your grandpa. I'm sure. I mean, you've grown up around racing, but I mean, you've probably heard all the stories. But I mean, is there anything that's kind of caught you off guard or surprised you any that's different about being in a bid car versus a junior?
I mean, everything just happens so much more faster.
Sure.
Making decisions. Everything just happens a lot quicker than it does in a junior.
Right. I know. I know that the car you drive. If we can change subjects here just a little bit, I know it's got his name on the side of the car. So I mean, everybody knows who Joey Gary is, and
Who
he's
doesn't?
got he's got the nickname of Chopper, and we all know what that means. But is there is there any advice he's given you over the years, or any advice he's given you about the big car that sticks out in your mind?
I remember when I first got in it, before I started driving, I'd probably go over to his house like once a week, and we'd sit in there and we'd just go over everything, make sure I was comfortable, all that good stuff. And then in the beginning, he was on me pretty hard about stuff, but here lately, he kind of sits back a little bit and kind of lets me do my thing for the
Nice.
most part.
I don't know if he remembers this, but I'm still mad at him. By the way, he promised me that I could drive. I mean, I know you don't want to just give you ride over to anybody and everybody, but he told me I could make some passes in that Camaro at one time, but he never did. I I ain't forgive him for that yet, and I'm gonna remind him of it next time I see him. So.
Well, you let me know how that one goes then.
uh, no, so I mean, like I said, I know your Uncle JoJo. I mean, he's I'm sure he's helped you a lot in your racing. I mean, he started off in the same car you're driving, and I mean, he transitioned over to a dragster. Is there any interest on your part to ever get into a loan car, or have you made any passes in a dragster or attempted to make a?
Well, a couple weeks ago at Greer, Jeremy Hancock actually let me make a pass in his dragster,
Okay.
and I gotta say, I did kind of like it a little bit. Well, can't say I'm gonna be a dragster guy one day, but I wouldn't mind driving one at all. So
Sure. How old are you, Logan?
I'm 18.
18. So I mean, technically, would you could still be in a junior, correct? I mean, you can drive
Yeah,
through.
this will be my last year.
Okay. So 18 years old. I mean, you're in a prime race car. You come from a pedigree of racing. So be honest with me now. You don't have to sugarcoat this answer. Who's better, you or JoJo at 18?
Well, I didn't know Joe when he was 18. Oh, well, I can see what you're saying.
Yeah. Maybe maybe he's listening. He can chime in at some time.
I'd say he's the better driver. I don't
Really?
know. He's a lot more disciplined than I am when it comes to certain things. But he's been doing it a lot longer than me, so I gotta give it to him.
He is a very good driver. He's very consistent, and but I used to run with the old man. I raced with him back in the day, and he was the old man. Joey was he was a good racer too. All of y'all have really excelled, and the one thing I'd have to say, all of y'all look like focused racers, but old man Joey, you might think he's mad. I've heard people say he's not friendly. I'm just over the years, people talk, he's not friendly, and I'm like, he's just a damn serious racer. He's focused. He don't come to, he comes to the race to win, and that's what
exactly
he does.
right.
You know what I mean? And he's not a bad guy or nothing. I'm just saying he's dead focused. But if you want to cut up and carry on after the race, he's a fool too, So it all comes with the territory. What was a guy like you when you're not racing? What do you do for fun, or do you sports or hunt and fishing, chase women, or what do you do?
I do a good bit of hunting and fishing. So it's deer season right now, and then duck season will roll around next month. So I do that.
He don't have to chase women as good as he looks. The women probably chase.
I wish, man. I wish. But I'm going to a technical school right now in my hometown. So I'm going there for machining. I do machine work in a shop right now, so I enjoy doing that. I like to hang out with my buddies, but really that's about it.
Yeah. Well,
you got any goals in racing you want to accomplish? Let's say we talked about JoJo, and he's at a world championship. He's won some big money races. Do you have any like goals or plans you'd like to cross off on your racing list at some point?
Definitely win some more of the big money stuff. Definitely some of that. I don't know. Just race as much as I can,
I understand.
Before we go, it's $1 million race. You in the final round.
All right.
Who you squared up with? Who's in the other lane that you'd love to just lay it off in and go to the house and carry your money and look like a hero? Who would you love to? Who's the one guy that you look up to you'd like to just knock out and win the $1 million and win?
JoJo Greer.
JoJo Greer. I'll say it.
I hope that's what he's on.
Oh yeah. Well,
now all jokes aside, though. Let's say you got a decorated junior career. You're off to a great start in the big cars. Your uncle's done well, but really deep down inside, what kind of racer would your mom be if she raced? I know she's got a competitive spirit in her, and I know she stands off the side with her sunglasses on, stay all calm and cool. But deep down inside, she's got a competitive spirit in her, don't she?
Yeah, I think she'd be a tough one. I told her, hey, whenever you want to drive, you can drive. She goes, no, I don't want to drive that. Oh, okay, whatever. But yeah, I think she'd definitely probably be a pretty tough competitor. She takes it pretty serious.
Well, I'll give her credit for this. I don't know if it's her or maybe your dad, but they did an excellent job in raising you. You're really a well mannered and well thought of young man now in the around the track, and that alone, I mean, I know they're proud of you, and you really are a good person. It's good to see kids nowadays, the way the world is, get out there and doing the things that you're doing, and being the person you are. So we really do appreciate you coming on here and being with us and taking the time. And I'm sure we'll be talking about you for a long time to come, because you got a lot of good racing to do, and a lot of wins coming your way.
I appreciate that. Yeah, thank you all for having me on here. So it was a good time.
All right, buddy.
Congratulations, Logan.
Thank
Yes,
you.
sir. You be good. Have a good evening. Thank you. Well, that's pretty awesome. He's that's a good fella there, I'll tell you.
Yeah, him and I'm sitting here riding his grandpa and all, but yeah, Joey's as competitive as they come, but then he's as big a cut up as they come. If you get him on that,
he is. Well, our next guest is Anna Canfield. She has been on a tear. I don't think she's had as hot a year as maybe she has, but she's really been on a tear here as of late. We ready for those? Hey, girl, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
hey Anna,
You been working hard at work?
Yeah.
it's tough being a teenager, ain't it?
It's tough. I wish I was one again. But what was you thinking about Saturday? Was you on your game, or did you get you a little break here and there and just get on it, or how'd your day go? Give us a little rundown.
Well, first, I ain't raced at Greer in a year and a half.
Really? I can't
Yes.
believe it's been that long. I didn't realize it's been that long.
Every time they've had a race, I've had to work on a Saturday,
Oh Lord.
and I worked till 1 at a dealership, which there's no.
Yeah, I knew your work had kind of interfered with some of your racing this year and stuff, and
Yeah, I ain't got to race hardly as much as I would like to.
yeah.
How old are you, Anna?
So, I'm 18. I'm actually 2 weeks younger than Logan.
Oh Lord.
Okay.
Yeah. So when
you
I first got there,
I'm sorry. Go ahead and tell your story about the Saturday. Go ahead.
so when I first got there, I couldn't even get off the red side. It was awful. The first round, red lit, so I had to buy back. And then, so Dad turns the car down. We're like 3,800. We're normally 4,200 RPM, and I'm 80. So I definitely got a break. I'll say that much. And then, I had to race Cole, and he was also 80. So we were both down there, and he broke out, and we were like 003 at the stripe. And I was sad about beating him, because he originally said that was his like last race of the season, but they lied. They're going to the Kids for Kids race.
Oh yeah.
And then 2 rounds later, I was like, then I had to race Will Dotson, and everybody knows he's good. So I was like, oh my gosh. I was 10 and he was 80. So I got a break there, a big break. And when I got down there, I told Will, I said, if I win the race, come down there and be in the picture. No, he left and he went to Mooresville and had a good weekend.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So, and then I had to race Christian. And we've been talking about it. And I told him, I said, all I want is the trophy. I don't care about the money. I said, there's 2 trophies left that I have not gotten my junior career. A rod and a Waller. So,
You got it. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What
your last season in a junior, I'm assuming?
Yes.
Okay.
I think you got the Hanson Camaro. Ain't that what you gonna be driving?
Yeah, I got Billy Bob.
Yeah.
That's what we call it now, is Billy Bob.
Billy Bob, that's good. That's good. I'm sure you're gonna be you're gonna probably be another Logan Westmoreland. You're gonna be a threat and a force to be with. What is it ready to go, or is it still need a
Oh
little
my
work?
goodness. Oh my goodness. I don't know how you didn't. I hate to say this about Bill. I love Bill Hanson, but I don't know how he didn't die in that car. It was awful.
Uh,
Bolts pulled through the A-frames. I literally took. My dad told me take the radiator out. I took 2 bolts out and picked it up. I said, "Here you go."
oh,
It was
wow.
awful, but it's on the way back. We're putting a different firewall in it and rewiring the car and going through some things. But
Well, I'm
I'll
sure
probably
when your
be
dad gets
racing
done
Dad's
with it,
car.
it's gonna be right. Yeah, I'm sure your dad's gonna have that. It'll be like that junior. I had to say, he had that junior, and I know you got all the credit of looking like a hero, but he really had that thing dialed in and zoned in there.
That's my mama. She's the tuner. I hate to say it, but that's my mama.
She's the one. Oh yeah.
She's the
Somebody had to
bookkeeper.
tune in for you.
She's got
She's
that
the
Rogers.
bookkeeper.
She know how to.
It's not the Rogers because they don't do none of that.
Oh Lord.
They just kind of fly with it, you know.
Oh yeah. Well, what do you do for fun when you not racing and working? What do you do? Do you
Oh my God, I try to do nothing,
oh Lord.
but most time I'm out with my boyfriend and his friends or working on a truck. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
Yeah. Well, I that so you won the last race at Ware Shoals, and obviously you probably not gonna be back at Greer this week. So, where y'all headed? Where you gonna end your season at this year?
We're gonna end the season at Darlington for the Kids for Kids race, which
Yeah.
is November the 1st. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Which that's always a good race. So
yeah. Oh yeah.
I know you said you didn't get to race much with your work and the things that go on being a teenager and having a car and driving. I got teenagers myself, but I mean, when you get a chance to run, do you enjoy running at different tracks? I mean, you talked about having to make some idle adjustments and stuff. I mean, do you have to do a lot of changing from different tracks depending on how the car's reacting and all?
I enjoy running at different tracks because you get to see different people all the time. Not the same. Well, you see the same group of people in this area a lot, but I enjoy seeing my other friends. But as far as the tracks goes, I'd be better off to just pull up and run first round than having 2 practice runs.
Yeah.
So you
Because
don't
my
want
first practice runs, I'd
Okay.
rather.
Sometimes practice runs is up for people like Chad. Practice runs is overrated. He don't need one either. Dial it and ride, baby.
Well, I'm gonna lose third round whether I make time runs or whether I don't. So I mean, it's the way.
Speaking of that, we call the motorhome sometimes third round lounge because if I lose third round, then it's awful. But if I can get past third round, most time I win the race.
Oh yeah.
I know Tom asked this question to Logan a while ago, so I actually had it on my list. Is there anybody that you like to, you get up on the wheel a little bit extra against? Is there anybody you like seeing the wind light come on in your lane when you're paired up beside them? A rival or anybody that you just, like to see your wind light on against?
I actually say 2 people, and they're very
Okay.
close to me. First one, my cousin, Steven Rogers. I just like
I was hoping.
beat the crap out of him
I
because
was
then he
hoping you
runs
was
his
gonna say.
mouth. And I know he's on here listening.
Well, he's a
And
tough one. I'm gonna tell you what.
the issue with him is he gets in his head. He had the bracket finals if he just did not get in his head.
Yep. It's easy to do.
So do you trash talk with Steven and Keith any when y'all run?
Definitely Steven. Keith, silent killer, does not say a word much. Not a word.
I haven't got to watch them race a whole lot, but I'm telling you, Keith impresses me. I mean, but the few times I've seen him, the few times I've come to our shows, the times he's run at Greer, but I mean, for a slow car, 1090 slower, man, he was always solid on the tree. I mean, he's gonna be something, but silent killer. That's a great nickname to give him because I think if he stays at it and keeps his focus going, I think he can. And Bigfoot and Allen and them keeping him tuned in, I think he can do something.
I think he's done great for what he's done, but a lot of I think he would already win 2 track championships if he just didn't have so much car issue.
Right.
They're just hard on stuff, and I hate to say it because they're on my own family, but we work on their stuff. They're just hard on stuff.
What's it like to park at the races with Jerry and Alan and Steve and the whole Rogers crowd? I know don't be always all parked together, Johnny Helms and all. Y'all have a good time racing, parking together, hanging out.
Like I say, at race shows we have a designated parking area right in front of the ticket booth. Somebody is gonna get mad if you park in the spot. But as far as like at the bracket finals, we worked and worked and worked on Keith's car. My spare motor, the carburetor on the spare motor didn't work, and then they worked on the dragster. There's parts everywhere, tools everywhere, golf carts everywhere. Papa, poor thing, having to work on the dragster.
Gotta love Bigfoot though.
Yeah.
Bigfoot. Yep. Well,
Playing on a big car. I know your dad was a door car guy, so it sounds like you're going to transition over to a door car. I mean, it's good that we've talked about you and Logan here, all young kids. You mentioned Will; he got runner up at Mooresville's 10K over the weekend. Even Steven, he's made some runs in the big car and stuff. So it's good to see 18-year-olds, 19s, younger, transitioning over to the big cars. You're going to be hard on people like me and Tom for years, but I'm glad to see there's still an interest with the young folks and all. And so I mean, you don't stick with the racing as much as you can with work and school and all.
Yeah, I go to school like 2 days a week. I work 5 to 6 days a week. But I still make time for racing.
Sure.
If it wasn't for racing, who knows where I would be?
Absolutely.
If it wasn't for Papa, my Bigfoot, I wouldn't even have. Well, I probably would. I wouldn't even have a door car. I wouldn't even have Bill Hanson's car. Papa bought it, and then figured out he couldn't fit in it. And I was like, "Hey, I can fit. Let me take it. I get it." So then I ended up with it.
Nice.
Well, I'm sure when they get done with it, it ought to be a good one. It's going to be a good one for you.
Well, I know you mentioned him. Is there anybody else you want to thank? I mean, obviously on your win Saturday, but as you're transitioning out, anybody else you want to give thanks to and give a shout out to?
Well, my mom and my dad, of course. I probably wouldn't even went to that race if Scott Stewart wouldn't have posted on Facebook a couple of days before, a week before, whatever it was, that it would be Cole's last race. That was going to be my other person I was going to say that I would like to pull up beside beat because Cole has the first time slip of racing me taped to the bedroom door.
Oh my God.
Good to get some
Say,
payback.
yeah.
Yeah, he might have a crush on you. You never know.
That's his loss. I mean,
Oh, Lord. Well, I'm glad you took the time to speak with us, and I'm sure in the future you're gonna be on here again. You got many more wins. I'm sure when you get in the big car, you're gonna be you ain't gonna slow down. I'm sure you're gonna be a regular winner. It won't take you long. You liable to be the next Kevin Brannon. You never know.
hey, you can't take KB's title.
Oh yeah.
He's KB.
Oh yeah. He's bad. But I'm glad you hung out with us tonight, and we'll be talking at you. And we hope you finish out the season and have a good run at your last race there, and end the season well.
Thank you.
But thanks for being on here with us. Well, we got a couple more things we can talk about before we get off here. They had that triple threat race. You know much about it?
Just what I've heard and read. I didn't get to watch any of it on the live feed. Like I said, I was busy out in Mississippi myself, but I know we had Logan on. But JoJo made a lot of noise up that way. Made a lot of laps over the weekend. I think he made it down to the ladder, which I assume would be the final 8 cars. I think he done that 2 of the days. So. Shane made it down. Also, I think maybe to the ladder one day and a lot of laps as well. Paul Mosley, Bristol, Dustin Smiley, all those. I think each one of them made some deep runs on their particular day. But it's big money up the road. So, and I think there's some big money this coming weekend down in Montgomery. So, some of them might be making the trip down there to run down there as well. So.
Well, also, before we talk about the Will Dotson, what he did this weekend, I know we spoke on it, but for him to just crawl in that car and just go over and make a time run and say, hey, let's go to Mooresville for the 10K, and then I don't know what kind of laps he was laying down prior to the finals, but I mean, he's sitting there 004, 014 above his dial. Unfortunately, Harrison throwed it down over. I think he was 000 and dead on with whatever. Pretty much had the table clean, but both of them, excellent racers. But what Will did.
I actually ended up going up there on Sunday. I made the long trip back from Mississippi. Yeah, made a long trip back from Mississippi, and anyway, only reason I considered going to Mooresville was I was off work Monday, so I actually made the mistake of riding up there for myself. But Will was solid all day. I mean, he was teens every lap, and he was talking, making. I think he drove the other dragster at Rockingham earlier in the year, but I think this was his first time actually racing the red car. But and I mean, I think he done good in the other car when they went to Rockingham for that race. But no, he was solid all the way through. Like I said, he was in the teens every lap. We was talking along the way, like, if it gets dark, don't know if you're gonna speed up, slow up on the tree. Did he need to pull some time out? And I think he ended up tickling, that last digit out of the box along the way. And then I asked him after the finals. I mean, like I said, yeah, Harrison was 000 dead 5. So I mean, that's gonna be, you can do everything right, and you ain't gonna beat that run more times than not. So, but I asked Will, I was like, so you was 4 in the finals. Did you actually pull any more time out of your box? And he said no. He said he just figured the adrenaline in the moment. He just turned loose that much better in the final against Harrison. But I think Harrison made a deep run Saturday as well, from what I understand. I wasn't there, but I think he made a lot of laps on the weekend the dragster.
That's very impressive. Very impressive. Well, man,
Lee's chiming in saying Harrison slipped his finger off in the finals. I am going to say this. I mean, I ain't trying to give away. I think Harrison had been in the 20s the last couple of hits. And then in the finals, I was told he actually pulled 15 numbers out of the box to be triple O. So, I mean, you know, if he pulls out one more thou, he's on the red side. So, just right time, right place, let go, slip finger off, as Lee said, just right. So, kudos to him regardless.
Oh yeah. Well, hope everybody don't forget Greer's having the costume contest and everything this week. Should be their last race of the season, and should be a good one. I don't know what else is going on around that you know of.
Yeah, I think Shady Side's having a bracket race.
Fall brawl or something, ain't it?
Fall brawl. It's a Friday night deal, and then Saturday. And like I said, I think the big race is down at Montgomery this weekend. I don't know I haven't seen the flyer on it, but I know it's big money, a lot of money on the line. So, but yeah, Shady Side, Greer. They're getting final points race for Greer, winding down the season, costume contest. So they'll have trick or treating and stuff. So if everybody brings some candy and help pass out to the kids and stuff, I'm sure it'll be a good time.
Yeah, should be a good time. Well, man, I appreciate you stepping up when Rusty couldn't make it. You know, he couldn't make the little shootout we had, and here he is. He can't make the show tonight.
Well, I mean,
what's going on?
I think it's got something to do. You said this is show number 13, so 13. I think he might be superstitious, so he get out of here. But hopefully, I didn't kill the ratings, and everybody will try to chime back in next week. And he's the face of the show. He's got to act dignified and presidential. I told him I wanted to be the Pat McAfee and come on here and stir things up. But if he didn't like me, you can get rid of me and bring him back. So.
Well, man, I appreciate it, and we'll see everybody next week with the results, and I'm sure you're gonna win something this weekend, ain't you? Shady Side, that's your place, ain't it?
That's the only place I've won at here lately. Like I said, if I make it past third round, I'll just count my blessings.
I mean, you be good, and everybody take care and have a good week.
Same. Good luck to you as well. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you.